Good evening, guys. I am about to go in my little garden. The geese are quacking at me. I think I have snacks. I don't. But I might once I start cleaning the thing. It got down to 25 last night, which got really cold. My sunflowers looked really sad this morning. And I was like, this is not too cold. You should be all right. And they are. They're fine. But spoiler alert, when I take you over to the high tunnel a little bit, because I'm working on my tomatoes, not too much damage happened, but there's definitely some visible damage inside my high tunnel just because they're frost tender plants. I'm going to go in here. I cleaned up a lot of one of the big main pathways of the raspberries. They were just taking it over. And yesterday I just spent an hour out here just hacking away and clearing it out. I'm noticing that some chickens got in here, which is a massive piss off. And they are digging around in all my things. It's not too much damage, but enough where I notice it and enough that it's really bothering me. But this is the pathway I trimmed. And I just trimmed them down to the ground. They're going to grow back up, but I had to do what I had to do at this point. As I flip this camera over around and I'm catching a bit of the light, I'm really noticing the lighting is changing. Obviously it's getting darker way later, but also, I do see some frost damage on my potatoes in here. Also just like, it doesn't look like, no, that would have been me. Okay. I'm like thinking I have deer damage and I got sidetracked. I was like, my calendulas, all the tops are missing. I did that. I harvested a crap ton of calendula in here. The lighting's different. It's just fall is here and it's coming and it's just, yeah, seasons are changing. And obviously I've been telling you it's been cooler, but we're having a really warm week. We're actually going to get close to the 90s for the next 4 days, which is great. And that's why I'm trying to get my tomatoes trimmed up. And I'm noticing a lot of my sunflowers are like looking sad, which is normal. It's middle of September at this point. It's September 14th. And so the garden's doing quite well for its age. Oh, here's nipped potatoes. These guys you can just... That's frost damage, all right. But I would like to point this out that it took getting down to 25 last night for this garden with my tree and my other. It just got to 32 and froze and it killed all those in my big garden. Just wanting to show that these would, if this was mid-season and they were still going strong, I wouldn't be worried that they'd come back. They're perfectly fine to come back. And a lot of them in here didn't get too bad. These are all volunteer potatoes, but my other ones I actually did plant more potatoes in here next year, maybe. I don't know. I've done a lot of potatoes in here. It just goes to show that the shade tree and this garden is just special. Oh, the sunflowers are, you can just tell that they're at the end of their life. And I'm assuming, but you know what they say about for assuming, I'm going to assume that these sunflowers will be alive for the rest of this week. And I'm going to just tell you guys, I know I've been telling you, but I want to get you mentally prepared that they may go before all of the beauty is just gone. Now, we are so fortunate that we're getting to enjoy so much of this beauty. We normally do, but everything was kind of late this year and it was just unusual. I've had this one, you see that one sunflower right there? It hasn't bloomed. And it's like dying. I'm wondering if it couldn't get water. Because, oh wait, it is starting to bloom. But still, it was dying before that. I don't know. I'm about to hack it down because it's bothering me. It's throwing off my vibes. So, be prepared. Next week when we drop after the 90s, we're going into the 60s and the 70s. And we're more likely, because it's late September at that point, in the 20th September, that she gone. Okay? Just mentally preparing myself as well as you, but it's holding out, guys. It's been a really awesome year. I just feel like I can breathe and walk and breathe and walk. And I saved all of I went through and I picked all of the leaves off that weren't ate by bugs or anything, and I'm drying them on my drying rack for raspberry leaf tea. If you're not familiar with raspberry leaf tea, it's super amazing for women's health. It really regulates all of your, if you have there's a lot more research than I tell you. And when I give you these snippets, I typically know more of it, but when you're giving herbal advice or tips, I want to just steer you into the right direction and for you to do your own research, because I feel like it's not up to me to tell you. But it does really good for if you have endometriosis or polycystic ovaries or anything to that matter. Raspberry tea can really help regulate, or if you have irregular periods, raspberry leaf tea can really help regulate all of that. So I dried a crap ton. I would like to make it a part of my life. I just drink it for fun now, but if I incorporate it into the mix to my Mullein, if you all haven't got your Mullein herbs, if you can't grow it wild like we can here, I highly suggest you buy some. Get it on Mountain Rose Herbs or Azure or Amazon. Get you some organic herbs. Get your Mullein ready, because viruses are going around and you just want to have the Mullein for your tea, or you can do a steam with it. That was a new thing we've learned this spring, was to steam with it. And it's just really amazing, and it really clears up your congestion and your passages. You can breathe so much better. There was one night where I knew my mom was really sick with a bad virus, and I woke up. I swear this is the Lord. And I was I texted my mom. I was like, Mom, have you done your Mullein? Get some Mullein in. She's like, oh, I didn't even think of that, because she was I couldn't breathe very good. She could breathe, but it was she was having trouble sleeping because she couldn't breathe good. And she got her Mullein, and she said it was an instant thing. I know it sounds like the Quacktor Pactor back in the day when they'd show up and make these big promises, but guys, herbs are such good, amazing medicine. And if you know your stuff, and especially Mullein, it grows wild here where we live in Central Oregon, and it grows wild lots of places, but where we are, it's abundant in a weed and people pull it out. But the roots are good, the flowers are good. You can make those into a tincture for earaches if you have earaches yourself, or you have a little one that has chronic ear infections. Might be something to look into. There's so many things that you can use for free that in a lot of the pharmas, a lot of my family members work in pharma, and a lot of it, what they're using in big pharma is synthetic versions of plants. So just do your own research, but I encourage you to do it, because it saves you a lot of money. It saves you a lot of, just like my mom, she didn't need to go to the doctor, and the Mullein fixed her right up. So it does work, and things are powerful, and just be mindful of that. Things are powerful. Yeah, plants have a purpose. I need to harvest a lot of my parsnip seeds. You can tell that they're all ready. So I might just plug away out here. I was planning on going to my high tunnel, but it is still a little warm out. It's too warm for this flannel right now. Not too warm, but just, it is warm. I got in the fall mindset because we've been having such cooler weather. We've had our first couple fires in the wood stove, and then now it's getting warm again, which is great. I wasn't quite ready for summer. I'm enjoying summer to the fullest this year. And I love winter. I love snow. And when that snow falls and we get to build our ice rink, but I'm not ready there. I'm not ready yet. I'm getting there. I'm just not quite there. But I will tell you, I think I have one sunflower left, maybe two that haven't bloomed. So what does that tell you? I kind of measure, this is summer and it hits its peak, and then when all my sunflowers bloom, if they get to all bloom, typically not everybody gets to bloom, but I think they will. And then the sunflowers will just end their own life cycle at that point because they have fulfilled it. Oh, they're so beautiful. I just sit out here, or I'm out doing chores in the morning. I just watch my sunflowers. They're so beautiful. The whole garden is just mesmerizing me this year. I mean, I'm going to sit here and plug away at these parsnip seeds. I won't film that. It's a little bit dull. I'm going to put them in my bucket here. Oh, and this guy hasn't bloomed. Right there. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight, and I will see you on my next video. Bye, guys.